In the previous video, you learned about the types of data, qualitative and quantitative, and as well as the levels of measurement of data, namely nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. In this video, we shall discuss the process of getting samples from a population group. The process of getting a representative sample from a population group is called sampling. Samples should well represent the population for a credible and reliable statistical analysis. In this case, researchers are able to draw conclusions or generalizations about the population parameters which are generally unknown. This diagram shows that there are two types of sampling techniques, probability sampling and non-probability sampling. For each, there are several methods which shall be discussed in the succeeding slides. In probability sampling, each individual in the population has a known chance of being selected. This probability or chance is not necessarily equal for each member of the population. On the other hand, the chance of being selected under non-probability sampling is not known. Let us discuss the methods under probability sampling. The first one is simple random sampling or SRS. In this method, a listing of all the members of the population must be obtained. This list is called a frame. If the population size capital N is equal to 500, then the members in the list are numbered from 001 to 500. If a sample has size small n equals 30, then the researchers should get 33-digit numbers which can be obtained from a table of random numbers, through Excel, or through random number generator websites. The members corresponding to the selected numbers shall be part of the study. Furthermore, the selection process can either be without replacement or with replacement. Selection without replacement does not allow two similar random numbers. Hence, all the individuals in the sample must be distinct. On the other hand, selection with replacement allows data from a single individual to be counted more than once in the collection of data. The second probability sampling technique is systematic sampling. In this method, the researcher selects every kth member of the population. The starting point is determined at random. For example, for a population of size 100, starting at the number 5, we select every fourth member in the population. This means that the 5th, 9th, 13th, 17th, 21st, 25th, and so on and so forth in the list are part of the sample group. The next probability sampling technique is stratified sampling. In this method, the members of the population are divided into groups called strata. The members in a stratum possess a common characteristic. For example, the population members may be grouped according to gender, or according to year level, or according to educational attainment, and so on and so forth. The number of samples to be taken from each stratum is obtained using proportional allocation. In proportional allocation, we determine the proportion of members in the population that belong to each stratum. This is obtained by dividing the frequency from each stratum by the population size capital N. This proportion shall be multiplied to the intended sample size. From the table, there are 1,000 individuals from Class A. The proportion of members of the population belonging to Class A is 1,000 divided by 5,000, which is equal to 0.2. This proportion shall be multiplied to the intended sample size small n equals 370. The product 74 means that there should be 74 people from Class A that must be selected. The last among the probability sampling technique is cluster or area sampling. It is used when the population is very large. Instead of selecting individuals, clusters are to be selected, and all members of the cluster are part of the sample. For example, if the population of study is the set of all registered voters in the Philippines, then we can treat barangays as clusters. Thus, if a certain barangay is selected for the study, all registered voters in that barangay would be part of the study. For non-probability sampling technique, we have convenience sampling. This is used to cater for the convenience of the researcher. For example, gathering of data through telephone or through Google Forms are considered convenience sampling. The second non-probability sampling technique is quota sampling. In this method, there must be a target number of samples to be selected. This is usually applied whenever the survey determines popularity. The last non-probability sampling technique is purposive sampling. This type involves choosing the respondents on the basis of predetermined criteria set by the researcher. For example, if the research is about teenage parents, then the researchers should look for sufficient number of teenage parents for the research. Now, this ends our discussion about introductory concepts on statistics. The next set of videos discuss different ways of presenting data.